Welcome to this video, and today we're going to talk about how Florida hasn't even had the worst storm yet. Watch this video and put in the description below if you agree with me or not. But the perfect storm hasn't even come yet. That is going to be people rebuilding their house after they've looked something like this one right here. Maybe you've seen this before, that people are like, oh, we're moving to Florida, it's crazy, there's so many great things in Florida, everybody's leaving the West Coast and moving down to Florida. Well, now you saw what Florida life is all about. I used to live in Florida, and do I think the perfect storm hasn't happened yet? Pretty dang simple. Check out right here. It says that in 2023, the property tax is going to go 9.6% up because house value skyrocketed. And in 2024, it's going to go up another 8.7%. And Florida has pretty expensive property taxes already, and another 10% increase. That is crazy if you haven't claimed your house yet and locked in that 3% rate. But most likely, if you move down there, you already are in a super high property tax bracket. Now, as you've seen with the storm, there's a huge thing about insurance, that they're like, oh my gosh, we're going to have to pay so much insurance. So this article is basically saying that you are going to pay 3 times more than any other American that owns a house. So in my case scenario, I pay about $1,500 in homeowners insurance, just like the average American does. But if you live in Florida, it's going to go up to $4,231. That is crazy. So if you're thinking about moving down there, make sure you run the numbers and not just letting some real estate agent tell you, oh my gosh, it's going to be a few $100 a month. No, it's more likely than not going to go even higher. And that was done in June, so there was even a hurricane on the horizon yet. And now with all these disasters, from Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and all that got destroyed, if you're living in a town like that, your insurance is going to go up. Plus, a good friend of mine who also lives in Florida, 2 of them that actually own their houses outright and are retired, are thinking about not having insurance anymore because it costs them so much money. They said, if the house gets wiped out in a storm, I'll just move up north or sell the land or do whatever and move on. Another huge dilemma is that not everybody had homeowners insurance. According to this article right here, they're talking about 12% of these people that did not have homeowners insurance. So that means that a bunch of people that lived in Florida, Cape Coral, that area, because this is the whole state, did not have homeowners insurance. That means that these 12% out of that whole area that got hit by the storm, 12% of these houses will not be rebuilt because they don't have the money or the funds. Or maybe they just didn't have insurance and they dropped insurance and they still made mortgage payments, what they should have never done. But now your mortgage, you still have to pay your mortgage, and there's no more insurance on it, and your house is gone because it got, during the flood, it moved up and moved away. It's not there anymore. You still got to make that payment. And so it's going to be very interesting to see how that pans out, because 10% of the whole Florida market doesn't have insurance. It's going to be super interesting to see if Fort Myers has less of that, or, common statistics. So we'll see how that's going to work out. Let's talk about how in that area that got hit so hard, where we're talking about how Florida insurance is so bloody expensive. So when you're paying $4,000 and something in insurance, and right here you see that the office assistant is making $20 to $28 an hour. Okay, so an office manager is making $20 to $28 an hour, and help with the pool is also $20 to $28. So all the jobs are ranging from $20 to $28 an hour. So let's take $4,000 and divide it by 28, 142.8, whatever. Okay, if you're gonna get paid in your normal job, one of these jobs right here, $28 an hour, you're going to have to work 142 hours just to afford the insurance in 1 year. So let's divide that some more. That means that 142 hours divided by 40, that is about 3.5 weeks that you're just gonna work to keep homeowners insurance. That's insane. Think about this. You're gonna work basically almost 1 month out of the year just to keep your insurance on your house. I know, crazy. Because when you take the $28,000, now the $28 an hour, times 40, that's a week, times 52, that is 58,000. That is exactly how much the average person in Cape Coral makes. That is very, very alarming, because if insurance goes up over time normally, it doesn't come down, it goes up. So if they're gonna go 5,000, 6,000, you're gonna be working for more than a month just to keep your homeowner's insurance. That's crazy. Now let's look at some houses to sum it all up. Looking at this one right here for $750,000. You see the little line where they listed it at? That's crazy. They're listing the property so ridiculously high that it's not gonna sell, because I'm gonna show you why. Look at this graph. This is an average home for $452,000. No pool, no nothing. It's super old. And I've took the 6% down payment from Google, and I asked a simple question, hey Google, how much is that the national down payment on average? It's at 6%. So if you bring almost $30,000 with your home price, with the interest rate today, with mortgage insurance, with property taxes, with everything in there, that house is going to cost you $3,701 a month just to keep. So let's look at how long you got to work for $3,701 divided by the 28. That's 132 hours. That's how long you got to work to make the mortgage payment on that salary. That is 3.3 weeks. 3.3 weeks that you're just going to work to just buy that house. That's crazy that you got to work 3.3 weeks just to keep the mortgage payment going. So basically, there is no money for anything else. Food, groceries, transportation, everything, you can't do it. It's too high of a price of a house, insurance too high, property taxes too high, and homeowners insurance is too high. So all these people that are thinking about moving to Florida, you gotta rethink again, because it's getting very, very expensive. Either you're gonna have to get huge job raises, have a remote job, or cash out on another house sale and buy one down there, but then you still have the super high cost of insurance, what is gonna translate into high cost of living. Who is moving down to Florida? I've been wondering that all along. Who is moving down there? I was thinking it's all retirees and just having fun selling their house and moving down there. And I came to the conclusion that it's actually not. According to this report, move.org, 65% of the people were between the age of 25 and 45. So the majority of people actually are still in the working group. That means that all these people are going to have to pay, if they can't pay cash for a house, either rent or be house poor, like Dave Ramsey says. What is very, very alarming. And that's why I think the perfect storm hasn't hit Florida quite yet. It's going to be with insurance claim, property taxes, storms coming, can't rebuild the houses because it costs too much. It is going to be a disaster, because all of these factors that count in, and it's not going to get cheaper. Well, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.